Kelly. How are you?
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly, how's it going?
Hey, Kelly, what's going on?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Like many people, actress Brittany Snow has dealt with mental health struggles. Over the years, she's found relief and comfort in reading the stories of how others cope with their anxieties. Then she wrote her own story down and actually saw how it impacted complete strangers. That led her and her best friend to start a mental health movement, collecting letters from celebrities and everyday people on how they deal in dark times. From September Letters, let's welcome Brittany Snow and Jaspre. What's up, y'all? All right, so Brittany, tell us a little about how these written words impacted you.
So when I was about 16, I actually found an article in a magazine, and it was a fitness magazine, and she was talking about how she was going through anxiety and depression, dealing with an eating disorder. And she was putting it into words that I had never quite heard before, and she was explaining her anxieties so similarly to what I was experiencing. And it was the first time I heard my story in someone else's words. So I ripped out that article and I carried it around in my back pocket as a symbol of hope that I could get better. And then many years later, when I was in recovery, I did an article for a magazine, and I talked about how that article really changed my life when I was a teenager. I went to a coffee shop 2 weeks after the article was published, and there was a girl in front of me standing there crying, and she turned around and she had my article that I had written in her back pocket as a symbol that she was going to get better as well. And so it was this really beautiful, sobbing, full circle moment that I realized that sharing your story really, really matters, and it might just help the next person.
Absolutely. This is, honestly, that's how I feel with music. Like if I hear a song from someone and I'm like, how did you just write my life? Like it's kind of a very similar thing, just putting it down on paper and hearing somebody else's words. I love that we all can relate. Jaspre, now you're sharing other stories. So how are you doing that?
When we decided to take Brittany's idea and make it a reality, we really wanted to make September Letters, the platform, a safe space for people to share their mental health journey and hopefully helping themselves, but actually helping others in feeling less alone. And when we put the website live a couple of years ago, we were so nervous. We were hoping we'd get like 2 letters. And in the process, we've gotten a lot more than 2 letters. And we're just so proud of our community for being vulnerable and strong and brave.
Absolutely. Brittany, and now you're offering resources as well, which I think is so cool because it's not just a movement, you're actually offering something that can help people.
Definitely. I mean, we know that we are not doctors nor experts in this, and there are resources available. The Mental Health Coalition is our partner in September Letters. We realize that therapy is expensive and a privilege, and so we want to be a community and a safe space for people to share their story, but also to find information to how to feel better. And get in touch with the help they need.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for sharing with everybody. Thank you for sharing with us, Brittany and Jaspre. I'm liking your post right now, but that is not all. Our season-long partner, Pilot Pen, makers of Precise, the go-to Precise pen of the Kelly Clarkson Show, want to honor truly incredible people just like y'all. So they're going to be writing a check to the Mental Health Coalition for $1,000 in your honor. Thank you, guys. Making a fun TikTok with her boyfriend when he surprised her with the big question.
What are you doing? 黄音人，我想和你说一件重要的事，而且我要用中文告诉你。你愿意交给我吗？
And proposed, but he left her in shock when he asked in Mandarin, the language she was raised with. We have this newly engaged couple on the line with us right now. Everybody say hello to Luke and Yinrun. Hi!
Hello, Kelly! Hi, everyone!
Hello! Oh my God, thank you for joining us, Yinrun. Congratulations, you look very surprised.
Thank you. Yes, I was so shocked because at first we were planning to do the Apple dance, Charlie XCX Apple dance. So that was what I was thinking, okay, we are doing that. In all my mind, I'm like rehearsing. This is the dance move. And that's why when Luke, one down, one knee, I was thinking, that's not part of the dance. What is this move here? And he started speaking in Mandarin. I was like, oh, he's speaking Mandarin. And then that it clocked me. He was proposing to me, and that was a moment I feel so touched because I could tell how much effort he put in to make such a beautiful speech, and the fluency and the pronunciations was so perfect as well. And it would never occur to me that he would choose to propose to me in my native language. It's just so adorable, and I feel so grateful as well.
It's so sweet. I mean, Mandarin can't be easy. How long did it take you to get the words down to ask?
No, it wasn't easy, Kelly. To be honest, it was something that kind of happened over a few months, because a few months ago, I decided I really want to propose to Yinrun, but I want to make it special because she's given me so many special moments over the last 2 years. And she told me that it was a dream of hers to one day hear me talking Mandarin, because that was the language she grew up with, and we always talk in English. So I thought, okay, this is where I'm going to surprise her. And basically, I wrote out first essentially all my feelings and emotions in English. It ended up being a bit longer than I kind of expected, but I had a lot to write. Then I used an online translator app to translate into Chinese, so I could then learn, the pronunciations, the tones, and that message for her in Mandarin. And I was very, very nervous, as you could tell by, the way I was kind of.
You were shaking hands.
Yeah, my hands were shaking quite a lot because.
Well, it's already a nervous thing to do.
Pronunciation and the tones have to be perfect, otherwise. I could be saying something completely different. I could be, go from proposing to accidentally breaking up with her or something. So the first question that I asked Yinrun after "Will you marry me?" was, did that all make sense?
Oh my God, it actually would have been a great story though had you really messed it up too.
Yeah.
That would have been still great. Thank y'all so much for sharing this. Good luck, congratulations to the Grammy-winning. I'm liking your post right now, and that's not all. Our season-long partner, Pilot Pin, makers of Precise, the go-to Precise pin of the Kelly Clarkson Show, want to give you an early wedding present. So they're going to be writing you a check for $1,000. There you go. Absolutely, congratulations. Switching to a new school is a huge transition for any kid. A New York Times best-selling children's author is helping make it a little easier for students to adjust. He's distributing welcome wagons nationwide for students starting at a new place. The wagons are filled with books to make them feel like they're immediately a part of things. We have him on the line right now. Let's say hi to Bob McKinnon, watching on NBC New York. What's up, Bob?
Hey, Kelly, how's it going?
Hi. So this idea is inspired by your own experience as a kid, right?
Yeah, when I was around 11 years old, I moved from Boston to rural Pennsylvania, or as I like to say, at a place where I parked my car to I parked my car. And so I sounded different, I looked different, and I was teased. And so it was a tough adjustment. But I had a wonderful teacher named Mr. Downs who made me feel like I belonged. And, I'm one of a lot of kids who go through that experience. 5 million kids every year start in a new school. And when they don't feel like they belong, then they can have mental health issues like depression, or it can affect their school. Some will drop out. And so it's the kind of thing that we thought, what if we just created these welcome wagons where we filled them with books about kindness and belonging? And we gave them out to schools across the country and libraries. And I got to go to my own school and give it back in front of Mr. Downs' family, which was an awesome moment. And we just hope it inspires people to do what we can to make kids feel more welcome in school.
Man, that is so cool. You recently wrote a book that features a welcome wagon, right?
Yeah, so America's Dreaming is a story about a student named America. It's inspired by my own journey. And America goes to school. The first day is a nightmare. And Mr. Downs, the teacher in that book, introduces America to a welcome wagon filled with historical figures and their stories. And so that night, Martin Luther King and Amelia Earhart and Sojourner Truth and Emma Lazarus come to life in America's room. And that inspires them to show up the next day, to stand up for themselves, to be seen. And it's one of those books that we give out in the welcome wagon.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much, Bob. I'm liking your post right now. And that's not all. Our season-long partner, Pilot Pin, makers of Friction, the go-to erasable pen of the Kelly Clarkson Show, want to celebrate those creating fearlessly, just like you. So they're going to be giving your nonprofit $1,000 to create more welcome wagons.
Wow. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much, man. A quick reminder that the countdown is on, people. After 22 years, a Pittsburgh woman was moving out of the neighborhood she grew up in. That meant the mail carrier she knew for decades would no longer be the one dropping off her letters. So she decided to give him a handwritten note thanking him for all his years of service, which is so sweet already. It was a kind gesture, but she wasn't prepared for what she got in return. She shared some of it on TikTok.
He's like, I hope good luck on your move. He's like, I would be retiring at the end of the year anyway, so I wouldn't have been your mailman anyway. He wrote, it has been a pleasure being your mailman. I'm already very emotional because this is my first apartment and I grew up here, pretty much. Like, I grew into my adult life. This ruined me. I'm gonna keep it forever.
It's so sweet, but it's so funny, too. Oh, she's so sweet. It's a great moment to share on this National Thank a Mail Carrier Day, and we have her on the line right now. Let's everybody say hello to Madison, watching on WTAE Channel 4. What's up, girl?
Hi, Callie. How are you?
Oh, my God. First of all, you cry like me. It's like, you're like, you can't, like, say words. It's adorable. So, wait, tell us more about why you wanted to write the letter.
Yeah, for sure. So I've always been a big, like, writing cards, writing letters. I love a handwritten gesture. And packing up my house, like, kind of reminiscing on, like, all these things that are moving past me, like, essentially like a grieving process to some degree. And I was like, I need to make sure that I thank this man who's always been in the background for me, delivering, school schedules, bills, college acceptance letters and all things like that. And I was like, he has always been there. So I just wrote him a little note, gave him money, as you do around the holidays, and kind of just sent it on its way. Didn't think twice about it, but it turned around quickly for me.
Yeah, I know. So you tell us about getting the letter back.
So I had that same day I got my keys for my current apartment, which I'm still in unpacking, as we can see. And I'd moved some boxes. I'm, taking the time to just like really kind of give gratitude for the space that I've been in for a couple of years. And I get a card with my name on it. Cursive is sometimes hard to read. And I was like, is this me? Like, what's going on? And I could not believe that he took the time to do that. I mean, I've always been somebody to do that kind of thing without any expectation for it to come in return. Yeah. And the amount of community that it reminded me of, and like, this world can be very scary and very hard. And like the love and the little gestures are the things that really kind of mean so much. And yeah, it took me out.
It was so sweet though. I loved it so much. We all did. Thank you so much, Madison. I'm liking your post right now, but that's not all. Our season-long partner, Pilot Pen, makers of Precise, the go-to Precise pen of the Kelly Clarkson Show, love how much you love handwritten letters, and they want to honor you by writing you a check for $1,000 to help you out.
Oh my God, thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm right now. Wait, that's so nice.
Absolutely, Madison. Good luck on your move, and I love your artwork. I love all your tats. Yeah, those are cool. Okay, imagine yourself roaming through the woods outside Boston when you come across this quaint little shack-like structure. You'd be curious as to what's inside, right? Well, it turns out this tucked-away cottage is actually a full-on self-service candy store, complete with locally made chocolates, pies, cookies, jams, and more. It's known as the Sugar Shack, and it's the brainchild of Mrs. Meckler, who's on the line right now watching on NBC Boston. Hi! What an unbelievable thing!
How are you?
So this shack of yours, this Sugar Shack, is amazing. How did it start? I heard it was about part of a bet.
It was a bet, yeah. So it started in early pandemic, and I was out for a walk one day, and I walked by this spot on my property like I had never seen it before, and I was like, ooh, that'd be a good spot for a Hansel and Gretel pie stand, right? And where families could come, shop to their heart's content, make memories. But when I told my family about it, my husband and my brother bet me that I couldn't do it. So my dad and I, in 3.5 weeks, did it. We did it for their bet, which was under $800. I put together some jams and some hot fudge sauce, and then I got in touch with all of my friends, and I was like, hey, I need windows, doors, and a roof. Who's got it? And then the Sugar Shack was born through bartering, and it's not easy to find, but that's part of its charm.
And there are some rules, though, right, that you have in place? Okay, tell us a little bit about those.
So we have no staff.
Right.
Guests can come and shop without worry. They can come and go. But the rules are you have to have fun. You have to be good stewards. We have a pay system that you can either leave cash or you can pay by a cash app or on our Shopify site. But part of the charm is that we want you to close the door because we have a friendly squirrel that wants to come in. And then we have a guest book that people leave love notes, suggestions, tell us what they love, what they don't love. And we're so happy to see all the notes, all the suggestions. People from all over the world have come, and they now share the love through shipping mercantile to other people and continuing on the magic.
Well, that is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Mrs. Meckler. And I am liking your post right now. Okay, but that's not all right? Our season-long partner, Pilot Pen, makers of G2, the go-to pen of the Kelly Clarkson Show, want to honor truly unstoppable people just like you. So they'll be writing you a check for $1,000.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So congratulations.
It's almost summer, a time to get the kiddos outside, y'all, and there's a new book perfect for exploring the great outdoors. It's called My Epic Nature Journal. It's written by the wildlife educator and social media star known online as Outdoor Anthony. We have him dialed in from his home in Lake Tahoe, watching on WRXI. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, Kelly, what's going on? Good to meet you in virtual.
Nice to meet you, too, and you live in the most beautiful place ever. But you say that this is about getting kids to enjoy the outdoors more, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think everyone has a unique nature experience when they're growing up that really forms how they interact with nature when they grow up. And so this book really tries to capture that and get kids to have like reflection pages, to write down like their thoughts and draw and get all these different exercises where they can get outside and have just a positive experience in nature. And I made videos for like the last 5 years, just jokingly making like jokes about the outdoors. And then now I have like 80 million plus views and it's going crazy. So I thought I just want to extend my impact and make a kid's book to get more people outside.
Absolutely. So you say the book is interactive, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's like fun questions. So one of the questions is, would you rather ride a dragon or would you rather be able to fly? And so like, do you want a pet dragon? Do you want to be able to fly? And then that directly incorporates into like, what do you want to do when you're outside? How do you feel when you're outside? Draw what you've seen in your everyday life outside. And then there's also challenges of like, how long can you hang on a bar at the playground? How far can you jump? Can you jump farther than a cricket, than a lemur, than a cheetah? And you can't jump further than a cheetah, but still, all these are just basically these interactive ways to engage people's brains to not only get kids outside, but if you're a parent and you're like, I don't know what to do with my kids outside. This is the jump starter. This is how it starts.
This is such a great idea. Thank you so much, Outdoor Anthony. I'm liking your post right now. That's not all. Our season-long partner, Pilot Pen, makers of Friction, the go-to erasable pen at the Kelly Clarkson Show, want to celebrate how you're inspiring kids to get outside. So they're giving you $1,000 just to go have some fun with.
Boy, all right. Thank you.
10 years ago, Rupi Kaur self-published her book, Milk and Honey, a collection of poems and illustrations that touched on themes of trauma, survival, relationships, and what it means to be a woman. The book was a worldwide phenomenon, selling over 6 million copies. It remains one of the best-selling poetry books of the 21st century. Today, Rupi is releasing a 10th anniversary edition with new poems and illustrations. She is dialed in right now. What's up, Rupi?
It's so good to be.
So, Rupi, first of all, congratulations and also thank you for this book. But you were only 21 when you wrote this, right?
I was. I fell in love with performing poetry, and so I was performing at open mic nights, and people would come up to me and ask, where do I get your book? And at the time, I didn't have a book, but it was really my readers and my audience members that planted that seed. So then at 21, I decided to self-publish. And then, 10 years later, it's just been such an incredible journey. And so I wanted to publish this 10-year anniversary edition just to celebrate my readers. It's a love letter to them. It's a director's cut of the original book with new poems, and just a moment to celebrate everything that we've overcome over the past decade.
Absolutely. So you work with young women on writing. What advice do you give to them?
I work with organizations. One I love working with is called Girls Right Now. And the advice I give is write like nobody is looking first and foremost, because writing is a place to go to strengthen your relationship with yourself. So don't censor, don't self-edit, and the rest will fall into place.
Great advice. You have a poem from your new edition that you'd like to share, right?
Yes, I'm going to share a poem from, it's on page 197, and it's one of my favorites, so I hope you like it. I want to apologize to all the women I've called pretty before I've called them intelligent or brave. I'm sorry I made it sound as though something as simple as what you're born with is the most you have to be proud of, when your spirit has crushed mountains. From now on, I'll say things like, you are resilient, or you are extraordinary. Not because I don't think you're pretty, but because I know that you are so much more than that.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Rupi. Thank you so much for this. I'm liking your post right now. And that's not all. Our season-long partner, Pilot Pen, makers of Friction, the go-to erasable pen of the Kelly Clarkson Show, want to celebrate organizations helping young girls find their voices. So they're donating girls right now $1,000 in your name.
Amazing, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you so much, Rupi. The 10th anniversary edition of Milk and Honey is available right now, and everyone in my audience is going home with a copy. Coping with loss looks different for everyone. One Detroit man is preserving his mama's memory where he can see it every day. 10 years after her death, he got a tattoo of the words she wrote in her diary the day he was born. Oh, it reads, "Only a little fellow." And it was inked in her exact handwriting. We have him on the line right now to tell us more. Let's say hi to Jake, watching on WXYZ TV. What's up, Jake?
Hey, how you doing?
This is the sweetest thing. I love it so much. Only a little fellow? Oh, so you only recently discovered your mama's words, right?
That's right. My mum passed away 10 years ago from leukemia. And, with the lead up to that, she left myself and my 4 siblings a box of things each, some sentimental items for us to keep. And only recently, when I went back to Australia about a year ago, I collected the box and brought it back with me to properly go through it. And in that box, I found this little diary. She left me all her journals that she was writing in since I think she was about 8 years old. And in there, I looked to the day that I was born, and she wrote "Only a little fellow" because I was a premature little guy. It just fills my heart up with so much joy.
Oh, I mean, of course. What made you want to get it tattooed?
I've been thinking about tattoo for a while. I'm like, am I a tattoo person? I don't know. And when I found this, I was like, wow, this is really special to me. So I took the day off work for a little bit of self-care, and I thought about it, and I jumped into my car and drove to a local tattoo parlor. And when I sat down, Riley came up to me and she was asking, what are we doing today? And she was so sweet. And so we worked together to make sure that the writing was just perfect. It's exactly in her handwriting. It was just a really special moment for me. And then when I got home, I decided to continue. When I pulled off the bandage the first time and really saw it, those were happy tears. I know I look pretty distraught in the video, but I was just overwhelmed with joy, and I just felt so connected to her.
Well, I am so happy it's such a beautiful mama. I love that you're getting to rediscover again through all those pages. That's so cool. And what a cool way to keep her legacy alive with you by getting it tattooed. That's remarkably cool. Thank you so much, Jake. I'm liking your post right now. And our season-long partner, Pilot Pen, makers of G2, the go-to pen of the Kelly Clarkson Show, want to help you honor your mama's memory further. So they're going to be writing you a check for $1,000 to maybe get some more tattoos. There you go.
Thank you.
They're addictive. Watch out.